I watch something every single night. I think most of us do. But for me, it's not just about watching a show. It's more about how I feel after a long day. Sometimes it feels like I'm just trying to unwind, or maybe even sit with whatever I have been carrying around all day. But there are also days when I don't feel like starting anything new. I scroll endlessly. There are great shows everywhere, new releases, trending titles, and yet I don't click on any of them. And that's usually when I get back to something I have already watched before. Because some shows don't really feel old, they feel familiar. You don't have to adjust to them. You just press play and you are back in a space you already understand. And for me, it all started with Friends. I didn't even know how popular it was when I began. A friend recommended it and I had promised I would watch it. So I did. That's honestly the only reason. But somewhere along the way, it just stuck. I can go months without watching it, then randomly play an episode and it still feels the same. Even if some jokes are dated or certain storylines get repetitive, I don't really care when I'm watching it again. What keeps me pulling back is how simple it feels. Just six people sitting around talking about nothing, messing up relationships, figuring things out. And every time I watch it, I somehow end up thinking about my own friends. The random conversations, the stupid jokes, the moment that didn't seem important but actually were. I don't watch it because it's perfect. I watch it because it feels familiar. And sometimes that's enough. Friends was the first sitcom I connected with, but it definitely wasn't the last. After that, I found something very different, and somehow I have rewatched it even more. And that was The Big Bang Theory. Big Bang! I didn't understand half of it when I first watched it. There were physics references and scientific terms I have never really been good at. So I thought maybe it just wasn't for me. But I kept going back. Not because I suddenly understood the science, but because of the group. Even if I didn't get every joke, the situations were funny enough. The dynamics were enough. Sheldon especially, he's awkward and rigid, but completely himself. And there's something comforting about that. The whole group feels slightly out of place in the world, but together it works. And every time I finish the show, there's that small, quiet emptiness. Not dramatic, just leaving a space that felt familiar.
I need to say something to someone pretty special, and I just can't wait any longer.
What's happening?
Leonard.
And then there's The Office. I haven't watched it as many times as the other two, but it feels just as personal. And like most people, a big part of that is because of Michael Scott. He is awkward, inappropriate, sometimes insensitive. But underneath all of that, he's just someone who's scared of being alone. And almost everything he does, even the embarrassing stuff, comes from that. I have never been in a relationship, and watching Michael deal with rejection and that constant need to be liked felt familiar in a quiet way. Sometimes I wasn't just laughing at him, I was seeing parts of myself in him. And over time, you watch him grow a little. Not perfectly, not suddenly, just slowly. The documentary style of this show also makes everything feel closer. The awkward pauses, the glances at the camera, it feels less polished and more honest. Even if I don't go back to it as often, it stays with me. Not just because it's funny, but because it feels honest. I know there are hundreds of sitcoms out there, and you probably have your own favorite. But for me, these three are the ones I keep going back to. They don't feel outdated, they don't feel boring. They just feel like home. And maybe that's what makes certain sitcoms timeless. It's not always about whether the jokes age perfectly. It's more about how they fit into your life, how they show up when you need them. I'm actually curious, what's that one sitcom you always return to? The one you can start from any random episode and still feel at home. Drop that name in the comments. And if you enjoy these kinds of honest conversations about films and TV shows, the kind that focus more on how they make us feel, you can consider subscribing. That's really what this channel is about. And remember, it's not about when you watch a sitcom, it's about why you watch it. Until next time, stay happy and curious.